So today, guys, I'll be just telling you about what we'll be covering. So today's agenda, first, let me tell you, like my name is Vidit. So I'll be teaching you this whole journey where I'll be covering F5 load balancer plus advanced WAF both in this training. So it has a lot of content which will be covered around 3 months. So maximum 3 months, minimum 2.5 months. So this course content would be having two modules which I'll be covering, which is in huge demand, which is your F5 load balancer plus F5 advanced WAF. So when I talk about load balancer, this is a module called LTM. So I'll be giving you the background of both of them. But first, let me cover the course content, what I'll be covering. And second thing is, I'll be covering advanced WAF. So this whole package, why I have choose this. Previously, I used to do load balancer and advanced WAF separately. But since I'm looking over the market, a lot of the things have been changed. Nowadays, if you have only worked on load balancer, you might not get selected because now people are looking onto hybrid technology. When I talk about hybrid, you need to be good in firewall, you need to be good in load balancers, WAF, because application security is in demand. When I talk about application security, it is called layer 7 security specifically. I know that Palo Alto is also layer 7, but that works on perimeter level. But when I talk about advanced WAF, this is basically to protect your application from OWASP top 10. When I talk about firewall, it does not cover OWASP top 10. So when hackers comes into picture, they want to hack your application, they look over weakness. That is called vulnerability. That is called VAPT. So my main agenda is first, you should know what is application, how you can protect that application using WAF. So in this course, total duration will be 60 plus hours. And everyone knows, some people are new, that whoever is attend this training will be covering in between interview questions also. So my main agenda is you should be good in end to end, whether you can design your solution, you can implement your solution, and you can work on operations part. I'll be covering whole things through lab because without lab, nothing is there. So I'll draw the topology, what is there, how we do attacks. So my main agenda is you should be good after this training. You can implement the solution, plus you can do troubleshooting also, and you can clear any interview in the market, whether it's in India or any other location. This batch will start from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. IST. You will get lifetime recorded videos. Your lab setup will be done. Without lab setup, I'll not proceed further. So that is my main criteria which I follow. After that, every class will have practical discussion plus theory part. And let's say you have an interview in any company, you can have a mock interview that I do, but you need to tell me 3 to 4 days in advance. And you will get certificate of completion of training also. We'll have a separate WhatsApp group which will help you either on job practice also, plus we have professionals from all over world. They can refer you in different companies. So this was all about what things will be covered in this. Now let me cover what I'll be covering in WAF plus load balancer both. So when I talk about load balancer, I'll just go through it. So when I talk about load balancer stuff, it has a module called LTM. When I talk about load balancer, this is called application delivery controller. People get confused what is application and what is WAF. So I'll be covering in this training first how to load balance to reduce the traffic between different server, plus WAF will secure your application. So if I draw a simple topology, I'll show you how load balancer works and how you can protect your application from WAF. So in this course, first which I'll be covering is your load balancer, which will have your LTM module. So when I talk about F5 module, I'll just give you a basic agenda like your F5 modules is part of your big IP. Big IP is your product. When I talk about big IP product, they have different modules. LTM, DNS, APM, and ASM. So previously F5 used to term as Application Security Manager. Now this has been changed into WAF, and that is called Advanced WAF. So that is what it has been called. And it has a solution in hybrid. You can deploy either in cloud or on premises. Same solution F5 has introduced called WAP. That is called Web Application Firewall plus API security. Nowadays, guys, API security is in huge demand, which is one of the topic for today. Trust me, guys, if you're good in API security, most of the applications are using API. That is also a part. Plus, it has board defense. Plus, it has DDoS. So it's a complete suite nowadays. You don't need a separate solution. When I talk about hybrid solution, this is a complete solution. ASM is your advanced WAF, load balancer is a complete suite. Plus, there are two other modules which I'll not be covering. It's called DNS. That is called GTM module. That is a separate module. We have a separate training for that. And one module, another is called APM. That is called SSL VPN. So when I talk about this, we can deploy this in virtual edition, physical, and hybrid. Nowadays, the load balancer which are being deployed are called I series, R series. So there are two operating systems which will be covering TMOS, and one is called F5 OS. So F5 OS is a physical layer operating system. TMOS is your traffic management operating system. Previously, it was called monolithy. Now it's called micro technology. So since cloud is coming into picture, they have changed little bit on operating system, but still now people are using TMOS, and it will be still in market till next 3 to 4 years. But you should know what is coming into the market. And when I talk about virtual editions have different throughput operating systems. It starts from 25 Mbps, then 200 Mbps, 1 Gbps, 3 Gbps, and 5 Gbps. So this is a load balancer or WAF. When I talk about load balancer or a WAF, which is called combination of LTM plus advanced WAF. I'll tell you previously why it was WAF and now why it is called advanced WAF. And now it has been termed also, it's a combination of advanced WAF plus distributed cloud. Nowadays, if you heard about SSA solution or SSC solution, this is a cloud-based solution which is provided by F5. Either you can use regional edge or customer edge. This is in again a huge demand. Well, very less people know about this. And trust me, whether you are working in HDFC, Geo, big customers, they need to implement these two solutions. There are other solutions, but that does not provide you easy way. F5 is trusted in market and people are using it. I'll share you some articles which you can search on these two modules. Now, when I talk about load balancer plus advanced WAF, so what is the difference? When I talk about WAF, I'll just show you a little bit on WAF. What does WAF generally does? Simple, in a market, you are having connecting to the internet. You are coming from internet. You have F5 in between. Then you have servers. Server 1, server 2, server 3. So what is your agenda? How the traffic flows? Let's say if a customer wants, hey Vidit, I want to access sianets.com application, but customer says that is fine. I want to make sure that my application is 24 into 7 available, plus it is secure also. That is the main thing. See, either you have worked on load balancer, you have done training from me, that does not matter. This is a whole customized course. It is not like that you have done load balancer, you don't need to do. It's a customized course which will be a combination of WAF plus load balancers. Because lot of changes have been there in load balancer. Even certification is going to be expired. Do you know that? Now the certification which has been introduced in F5 is called 101, 201. Previously it was like that, 301, 302, 303. Every minute of this training will help you. Why? See, you want to enroll with me, it's okay or not. But today the content which I'll be covering every minute will be beneficial because people are asking me whether certifications have been expired. Correct. 101 certification is going to be expired on 30th April. So whoever has scheduled this exam, please give it on 30th April. After that, this exam will get retired. Instead of previously you used to give 101 and 201, then you become F5 certified admin. Now you have to give 5 exams to become F5 certified admin. That is what I'll be covering in this whole course. It has become more popular. Right now, automation has come, API security has come. So previously you have to give 2 exams, but now you have to give 5 exams to become certified admin. And how you can see that? First, let me show you that because that is very, very critical. You can just go F5 new exams. So the new track has been come. I'll just show you. Because now 101, there is nothing 101, right? So it has changed now. They have become more. I'll just show you that what is the path. So previously you had to become this. You have to give application delivery fundamentals and then you have to give F5201 to become F5 certified admin. These exams have been changed. This one is getting retired. So there are two conditions. If this exam is retired, you cannot give this because first you have to give this. So only benefit to someone is if you have given 101 so far and you have cleared, you can give 201 as of now. There is no news of 201 exam to be retired. But if you have given not given both of this, then I would suggest to go with new exam with me that is called 5 exams, which has come into pictures. That I will show you in 1 minute. What are the changes which has been done? But this is how F5 is used. Operating system is getting changed. They are now introducing Kubernetes. What is Kubernetes? What is containers? Their operating systems are coming with it. Nowadays, you cannot become like, hey, with it, I only have knowledge on routing switching. No, you have to be good in your cloud structures. Plus, WAF is another critical thing which you need to become good. Rest, leave up to me. I'll be covering whole this new session with new articles, new concept because previously it was different. Now F5 has become more smart. Every day they are using something else. So now let me go quickly into that. Then I'll cover So you can just search for updates to F5 certified admin, and then it will come. So this is the exam where you can search everything, support.education.f5.com. So here it is. See, now guys, this is what I'll be covering. These are the 5 exams which will be covering to become F5 certified admin. Can you see this? F5101 will get retired on 30th April 2025. 201 eligibility will not get changed, but if you have cleared, if you have not cleared 101, then either you can clear right now, then give 201. Otherwise, you have to give these 5 exams. All exams will consist of 50-50 questions each. And this is officially there. So why these changes has been become? Because the goal of candidate is they can troubleshoot good, they can work with industry standards. So when I talk about installation and configuration part, this is what it has. So you need to understand how you can secure your F5. So in first module, one exam, see, can you see this number? Cost will be this. 30 questions will be there in each exam. I sorry for that. I said 50 questions, but 30 questions, 30 minutes, and cost will be $50. 5 exams, total cost will be 250 USD. But each module will have, each exam will have 30 questions each with different concept. So when I talk about first module, it is basically on your security module. When I talk about security, it's talk about your, you can search here, go to blueprint. It is just a new news which has come into picture. People are not aware, but now they have segregate your concept into installation part, configuration part, upgrade as one exam. Then they have segregated your data plane as separate exam. So when I talk about F5, there are two planes. One is data plane and one is control plane. So when I talk about data plane works on your which module? Guys, what is the difference between control plane and data plane? Anyone? That is a critical concept in any of your technology. When I talk about control plane and data plane, control plane is used when you access management IP address, and data plane is used for your data traffic. Whether you are doing load balancing or either you are doing SSL offloading, you are implementing I rules, in all the concept, data plane comes into picture. So just 1 minute, I'll just show you. Like I've downloaded that the blueprint. I'll just show you what does it consist of. 1 minute just. So previously, and it's a very good thing which have they have introduced. I'm very happy with this new concept because it gives me lot of challenge and new concept. Previously, people used to say, Vidit sir, can you introduce something new? Now I'll be introducing this. So here it's your content. The big IP certified admin would be earned by passing 5 exams. Initially, previously one exam consists of all this plus more. Here it is more than that. They have segregated your data plane, control plane, and troubleshooting in 5 modules where you can deploy. It will help you not only to deploy your F5, plus it can help you to manage, plus day-to-day operations. Nothing else you need to refer. If you clear this 5 exam, you will easily get a good job because right now no one has cleared this exam. So I'll be attending this exam next month. with your wishes, and then I'll share my results. I have cleared this their beta exam. Previously, they introduced beta that I have cleared already. So that's why I know what types of concept they have introduced now. So this is not version specific, guys. This is very, very important. People say, Vidit, are you covering 17 version, 18 version? See, again, I am saying that this exams or this content is not designed to test version specific, but it will help you to get understanding of F5 solutions. See, your main agenda is you should understand solution because at last you need to become solution architect. That is the main agenda. So now let me quickly go through that. This is the batch you will earn once you clear these 5 exams. When I talk about first module, it is, see, this is first module which is called as, if you go here, this is exam version F5 CAB1. So here we'll start with initial installation of management IP. You have configured management IP. Okay, that's fine. But how to secure that management IP? Then it will cover your port lockdown, firewall rules. Do you know you can create firewall rules on F5 using a concept called packet filter? Then we will cover DDoS. Do you have a feature called DDoS in load balancer also? That also will be covering in that. Then we have password policies, SSH and HTTPD ACLs. So when I talk about load balancer, guys, I'll just show you the architecture quickly so that you can understand. Just 1 minute. So when I talk about F5 architecture, guys, this is how your F5 module looks like. So it has your HA port, it has your data port, and it has your console port and management port. When I talk about management IP configuration, so for that, you have to be good in your licensing part. So this is how your configuration utility looks like. So when I talk about password or protection or how to secure this management IP, there is a concept called self IP. That is a layer 3 IP address to access your F5. So F5 has two planes. One is called data plane, one is called your control plane. So that is what it's calling about in this blueprint, that how to secure your traffic. This is only based on your securing of your big IP because lot of cyber attacks are coming. So your big IP can be exposed directly, right? There are cloud-based load balancers. You should know how to secure that. There are on-premises load balancer. So you know that lot of vulnerabilities come that F5 is exposed to internet. Please secure it. So that is why they have covered live. These exams are based on your live knowledge, live production knowledge. Now, next module in this same exam is called your management IP connectivity configuration. Like what is the management IP, how you configure it. First, you should know the default management IP of your F5. So yesterday, one of the person called me. He asked me that one of the interviewer asked me, hey, Arun, what is the default management IP of your F5? So he asked, what is the default management IP of WAF and what is the default management IP of load balancer? Can anyone tell me? The interviewer asked this question, Arun, what is the management IP of WAF and what is the default management IP of load balancer? So again, I am saying is there is an operating system and it has both your load balancer plus WAF runs on same operating system, whether it is called DMOS or F5 OS. Only thing is they are modules. LTM is called one module, Advanced WAF is called one separate module. So management IP by default is 192.168.1.245. See, interviewer are more smart now. They use Chat GPT to ask interview questions. So don't get confused. You build your basics best. By default, it does not have WAF or load balancer. Same IP is used. Don't get confused with them. Now, when I talk about F5, I want to tell you what is now happening on F5 in market. I'll just cover that next concept after this. Another thing which comes into picture is your port lockdown operating system. What are port lockdown and how these settings are? How to get remote connectivity? Let's say you are sitting in India and you need to access your F5 hosted in US. So that will also come into picture. I want to give that someone from India can only access this, but someone from China should not able to access my F5 in US. That can be controlled using SSH solution. This is must. Okay, now next thing which I want to discuss is before going further on about F5 operating system. So there is a new concept which comes into picture is R series versus TMOS versus big IP next. So when I talk about difference between R series and TMOS, TMOS is a software running on older big IP hardware. R series is an appliance. So what they are introducing is R series is first operating system or an appliance which uses microservices based architecture. So you should understand what is microservices. Previously F5 was running on which architecture? Now what does microservices architecture mean? So when I talk about microservices architecture, guys, it is nothing but it's making use of your Kubernetes based platform. It is making more scalability. Now it helps you to increase more performance, agility, and scalability. You can do more automation, orchestration, and security. All three things here in this. So this is called next generation big IP software. I'll just open it. I'll show you the picture also. Now here it's the breakdown. So when I talk about R series is an hardware appliance designed for high performance and security. It runs on F5 OS that it can run, but it allows you for running TMOS also. You can deploy F5 OS based on TMOS also, which most of them are running. And then I'll talk about Big IP next also. What does Big IP next does? So now you need to understand Big IP next that I'll show you. Before that, I'll show you something. Just 1 minute. Because see, concept will nothing get changed. Only thing is difference of operating system which is coming into picture that I'll show you quickly. So see, when I talk about TMOS and Big IP next, please understand this architecture very carefully because this will help you to understand what is happening going forward between TMOS, Big IP next. Concept is same, only base architecture is coming into picture. So both TMOS and Big IP Next is from F5, but you need to understand their role. When I talk about TMOS is your traffic management operating system that was core operating system which was running previously in your hardware also and in your software. So it was a underlying platform which was helping you to provide your load balancing feature, traffic management, and security. Now, your applications are moving into Kubernetes, containers, Dockers. So they need a flexible solutions. For that, they have introduced a new hardware platform, and Big IP Next is a tenant which can manage that. So when I talk about Big IP Next concept, it is same related to F5 TMOS, but it helps you to build your multi-tenant architecture. Especially, it will help to build your architecture in cloud native when someone needs more advanced solution which can manage your new platform, Kubernetes, and that they have introduced multi-tenant. So what does it help says Big IP Next will help your organization to build multiple isolated tenant. They will become tenant based architecture. Within a single Big IP instance, you can deploy multiple isolated tenant. Each tenant will have each policies, configuration, and security. Now, what does cloud native solution means, guys? Anyone? People are working in AWS and Azure. What does cloud native solution means? So cloud native is generally an environment where your applications runs on your cloud network plus virtualization environment. So that is what, if you see this, you have your data plane, control plane, and your all modules will be part of Big IP Next. So it's called centralized management where you can manage multiple tenant from single interface. But in TMOS was an operating system that was running on Big IP. It does not provide multi-tenant, but Big IP Next is a feature or a architecture that support multi-tenant architecture, such as service providers, large enterprise, where organizations are running multiple application for different teams. That is what difference between both Big IP, Next, and TMOS. So this is how it is. So you can have your Big IP tenant, you can have your virtualization component, Kubernetes, Willows, and R series appliance in same module. That is how R series is divided. I wanted to show you how it is. This is how it is. So they will be introduced pods concept, pod. That is an Kubernetes concept. When I start training at that time, I don't want to confuse right now, but now customers are still running. See, TMOS will still run for next 3 to 4 years. Concept would be same, only platform will get changed. Now, in most of the big environment, people are migrating their big IP devices from I series or VCMP into tenant running on R series. So it is the same concept like VCMP guest running on Viprion or I series. Once you inside the tenant, let's say once you entered into tenant, the management experience is same like existing big IP platform. That is what I'm saying. Nothing will get changed. Only concept getting changed. They are introducing multi-tenant architecture. And R series appliance will run on F5 OS. So this is how it is. I'll show you. Just 1 minute. So this is how it will be. You will have one operating system and you will have multiple tenant in it. So that is where it will help you to provide a high performance scalable solutions. So this still now, if you're running in big company, like very big company like Geo, where they need high throughput with low latency, they there we use R series. Multi-cloud environment. So it is capable to handle multi-cloud environment also. That is what it is. I wanted to show you one more diagram that also I'll just show you. Now, when I talk about big IP next, what is big IP next? See, R series or TMOS is an operating system which provides you more operating like flexible solution multi-tenant architecture. But what is big IP next? So previously you need separate management for everything. Now from big IP next, you can manage all your modules from centralized management. I'll show you picture like this. So it will be like a central manager to manage all your modules. So that is what big IP next comes into picture. It is very still it's new. Many less people knew about it, but it is term called big IP next, which will provide a evolution of F5 product offering. Because nowadays people want modern cloud native solution. That is why they have introduced this concept. Previously it was big IP, now it is called big IP next. That is the difference. Big IP next helps you to meet the demand of your modern cloud, multi-cloud environment. Like someone wants to deploy their application in containers, Kubernetes, cloud-based application. They want them that my application. Let me give you one example. They want Vidit. My application. Some applications are running on AWS. My some applications are running on Azure. My some applications are running on Google Cloud. I want a scalable solution that can load balance between AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud together. So it uses your SDN based application. Big IP Next used SDN. Does anyone know what is SDN? It is called software defined networking. So it will provide same features, WAF, DDoS, SSL, but it supposes enhanced automation, flexibility, security, scalability, hybrid cloud architecture. That is what it manage. Now, when I talk about uh, perspective of exam, so I'll just go through more. Then third module which comes into picture is your licensing part. So you get a 30 days license and I'll help you to get you a license where you can do all your labs. That will help you not only to clear your production concepts, you can clear your exam concepts also. You can build your lab in VMware. See, R series cannot be done because that is an hardware appliance. But again, only the platform is getting changed that I'll cover. But the base inside it will not get changed. So don't worry on that part. This new concepts is also based on your TMOS, the new exams. So right now, nothing to worry. Little bit they can ask you on operating system like Big IP Next, R series, and Willows that I'll be covering in this. Then they will talk about HA concept, high availability, how you can build your active environment versus active passive environment that I'll be covering in it. Then provisioning of modules. This is first exam. Now, when I talk about how to integrate with WAF, you need to understand how WAF works. So let me cover quickly on little bit on WAF concept. So when I talk about web application firewall, first of all, people always ask me or interviewer will ask you, what is the difference between F5 advanced WAF versus firewall? Palo Alto firewall, because that is a number one firewall. I'll talk about this directly. So when I talk about WAF, Palo Alto also provides you web application firewall, and F5 also provides you web application firewall. But what is the difference between both of them? What is WAF first? You need to first understand what is WAF, then we will cover difference. So when I talk about WAF, your you have a client, you have an F5 example. I'm talking about F5. Then you have two servers behind F5. They are running my application called sianets.com. They have then, so when I talk about WAF, you need to understand three layers. So your application are deployed on app layer, DB layer, and web layer. So you have web servers, application servers, and your DB servers. When I enter a password using ICICIbank.com, where your password gets stored in DB server. So when I talk about WAF, you should understand three-tier architecture of your application. That is web layer, app layer, and DB layer. I can perform an attack and you will not come to know that I have taken your passwords. So that is what you need to understand how it is. So first, I'll just go through it, then I'll talk about architecture. So what happens, your client, when it talks about load balancers. So let me draw this picture on whiteboard. Let me see, I'm facing some issues. Just 1 minute. On whiteboard, I faced some issue. Just open it. I'll show you a little bit picture to understand how the traffic flows when it comes to load balancer and when we install WAF, how the traffic flows. I'll draw two pictures. One with only load balancer, which is called LTM, with multiple servers into it. And second concept picture I'll draw with F5 WAF. Some people say ESM, it's same. Some people say it's advanced WAF. So don't get confused. I'll be covering all this. Server 1, server 2, server 3. Then we have, I'm not taking perimeter firewall and DDoS solution. That is a whole architecture which I'll discuss in live training when we'll start it. Like how DDoS work and how perimeter firewalls comes into picture, then F5. So when I talk about load balancer, traffic comes, they want to access sianets.com. Let's say I'm a customer, I want to access this application. Simple load balancer will happen. It will load balance either on this server or this server. Does it check whether this client is an hacker or not? Anyone? Does it check whether HTTP packet which F5 is receiving, it is good or bad? No, it is just acting as a load balancer. It will not go inside your HTTP packet or headers. Your client traffic comes in into F5. F5 will send differently to the server 1, server 2, or server 3, depending on your traffic flow. It will not check whether your traffic is good or bad. But when I talk about WAF, web application firewall, first it will scan your full HTTP packet, whether payload is coming good or not. So when I talk about payload is nothing but an HTTP headers. What is coming in GET request, what is the host name it's requesting, whether it's inserting any SQL injection attack, cross-site scripting attack, whether he's installing some payload to bypass the traffic. If it says that this packet is bad, then it will block at this layer. It will not go to server. So WAF will scan it. If it found that there is an issue with the packet, it will block at this layer. It will not go to the server end. That is how useful is WAF. WAF will protect your application from a vast top 10, layer 7 security. Now there are two types of security, OWASP top 10 and one is OWASP top 10 API security. Because now API applications, people are using API application also. So this is what we'll be covering it. Someone asks you simple language for WAF, it is called Web Application Firewall. It protects your application from layer 7 attacks. See, simple meaning is it will protect your application by filter and monitoring your HTTP traffic between your internet and your web applications. So your attacks can be your cross-site scripting attack, parameter tampering. Nowadays, people are using phishing to fool you. People are using deepfake attacks. You are saying that people are even bypassing two-factor authentication, how they can do it. That all can be protected using WAF as a solution. Some people say it's a WAF as a service. Some people say it's an advanced WAF. So it's a combination which will help you to protect from DDoS, both defense, API security, plus AOWA's top 10 attacks like cross-site scripting, SQL injection, cross-site forgery attack. So basically, it's a layer 7 defense model. And where it is deployed, guys, always you need to understand when you talk about any technology. So WAF is always placed in front of your web application. So it is like a shield between your web application and your internet. So do you know what is vulnerability? And even, so there are two concepts, vulnerability, that is called vulnerability assessment, and penetration testing. What is vulnerability? Vulnerability is nothing but a weakness in your application, which hackers use it. That is called vulnerability. Now, when I talk about policies or different between that, I'll talk about three layers of WAF we have. One is called network layer, host-based, and cloud-based WAF. So generally, when I talk about network-based, it will deploy at network layer, inspecting your traffic before it reaches your application layer. When I talk about host-based, it is installed directly on your web server. And when I talk about cloud-based, it is offered as a cloud services. And it is called WAF solution, which F5 has. That is called Web Application Firewall plus API security. That is called distributed cloud architecture, guys. So you can protect your application wherever it is. You don't need to place, let's say you have an application running on AWS. Your application is running on Azure. Your application is running on Google Cloud. You not Do you need a separate WAF in AWS to protect AWS application? Do you need a separate WAF to secure your Azure application? Do you need your separate WAF to secure your Google Cloud? Anyone? Let's say customer says that, hey Vidit, I have my application which is there in AWS. I have my application which is there in Azure. I have my application which is there in Google Cloud. So do you need separate WAF to protect application? No. So you can have a centralized WAF solution which is called F5XC, distributed cloud, which can store or protect your application wherever it is stored, whether it's in AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. It can secure your multi-cloud networking architecture. Your applications can be public cloud, on-premises data center, or remote site. And it provides API security also. So this WAP is called your SaaS-based application. Very, very important. Now, when I talk about what WAF generally does. So WAF basically works on your positive model versus negative model. They also works on your signature-based detection and anomaly detection. That I will discuss in live training, but I want to show you two models which are critical that I'll quickly show you. So when I talk about positive security model versus negative security model, guys, what does this means? So positive security model means that F5 WAF will learn your entities. When I talk about entities, there are three components: file type, URL, and parameters. You should know all these concepts to learn WAF that we will cover it. So there are two models, positive and negative security model. So negative security model will block only suspicious, but it will allow all your traffic. But positive model will only allow what is defined in your policy plus block. Positive security model block all, allow which is defined few. Here it will allow all by default. Then you have to define what is you want to block. That is the difference between positive security model versus negative security model. Now, does it? Does firewall use deep packet inspection? Anyone? Does it? Let me give you one example. I am using flipkart.com. I have a mobile phone which is a price of 10,000 rupees. And some hacker came in, it changes the price to 1 rupees. That is called parameter tampering attack. Does firewall will come to know whether this price has been changed? Does it has any analyzer? Does it have any scanning done at parameter layer or URL layer or file type? See, firewall works on layer 3, layer 4, and layer 7. It can enforce policies based on your application signature or non-bad IP address or traffic patterns. but it does not help to mitigate your application layer attacks like SQL injection, cross-site scripting. See, it can do SSL encryption and decryption, that it can be done here also. But if I talk about application specific protection, no, it is limited. But when I talk about WAF, it provides extensive web application like bot defense, credential stuffing. Can you do one thing today? Go into your laptop, okay, and just open this. I'll show you. Go to ICICI Net Banking, log in into this, and open web browser tool. Go to more tools, open this fiddler tool or developer tool. Anyone you can use it. In that, go to network tab. So I'll go to old version. Just 1 minute. Where is my login? I'll just log in. I'll just go to ICICI. I'll just open ICICI Bank again. I'll just log in. Personal. Now I'll open developer tool from here. Okay, I just entered something, then I enter password. When you go here, when you enter password field, go here, go to network tab. I'll just open it. Anything. Payload. You will see your password in plain text. Whatever you are entering, you will able to see here. Now I want to secure that. I want this password, whatever you are entering in your laptop, it should be encrypted. Please check this. This is a vulnerability in all your browser. When you enter this password, someone can sniff using developer tool. So in that case, do you know that they have given this feature? Anyone knows about this? We enter using our laptop keyword that is not encrypted. So WAF, either you should have a data save feature. So what does data save does in WAF? It will encrypt whatever you enter in your passwords field. So I'll just explain it. See, it's a very, very good demanding technology, guys. Even you need to become good offensive and defensive security. You should know WAF because that is in huge, huge demand with load balancer. I'll just show you data save. One picture. I wanted to show you password field. Just 1 minute. How passwords can be seen by an hacker. So see this. They were just using one of the Avaz juice soup. Then they just enter an email and password and inspect element. Okay, this is the live lab which I'm showing you. After that, when they inspect it, I'll show you something. See this, right click on inspector tab, password field, choose the inspect, and there is a password field here. Can you see this? Whatever you are entering, your password and usernames are visible in clear text. That is unique. People don't know how hacker takes passwords. If someone is there in your browser, keylogger is one concept. If I install keylogger, whatever passwords you are entering, I can track it using my software. So when you go to data safe, when you created a policy and call in your virtual server, then you will see that they are not visible in your clear text. Can you see? It's an encrypted format. That all I will do it. I'll be using PHP application and I'll be using it. This is one of the server which I'll be using it to perform all your attacks. So this is called data safe feature. That is a part of your advanced WAF concept. Does Palo Alto do this? Anyone? Let me go. So I was talking about positive model versus security model. So positive security model block everything, and if whatever you want to allow, it will allow it specially. Like you want to allow any file type, URL and parameters, it will allow. So I was just showing you. Now, when I talk about now advanced things, nowadays people are using API security. They are using machine learning and artificial intelligence plus bot management. These are the three technologies which is used in current safety purpose. Whether you are working on Zscaler or you are using Palo Alto firewalls, you need to know one technology which can protect against these advanced things. So what is API security, guys? Machine learning and all, I'll just go through. First, let me just for 2 to 3 minutes, I will show you what is API security. So in one line, when I talk about API, API is an interface which is working between your different software program or service. Let's say API is basically your application programming interface. So you want to communicate with one application or one library that is using your API application. So it is an application or an interface between your different software program. I'll show you one example. Let's say I'm a client. Suppose you go to restaurant. Okay, I am a client and here is a waiter and here is a chef who, let's say you want to eat veg or non-veg. You order it to waiter. Then waiter needs to tell that to chef. So waiter will act as your interface between two software programs. Client is one program and your chef is one program. So that is called application programming interface. And this has been used in every application nowadays, every software. All applications which are building nowadays are called API based application. Since you're using API based application, you need to know how to secure that environment. So API is just that takes your order, tells the kitchen what to do, and returns give you back the response you asked it. So it is acting as a middleman. It takes your order, tell to the kitchen, then it returns back with the response you asked. So we have REST APIs, SOAP APIs. So when I talk about API, so I'll just give you one more example, like Twitter, LinkedIn, Slack, which you are using, all are using your API solution, right? When I talk about YouTube or LinkedIn, it runs on API based application. They interact with different more application to provide you the response. That is an example of APIs. So theory part is just you need to understand API, how API works, how it comes on HTTP layer, what does cookie means, everything we will cover. I just wanted to tell you what is API. So it provides you API security also. When you have a secure communication between two software programs, modern WAFs can extend their protection. Machine learning. Nowadays, latest WAF can help you to protect against your AI based attack. So it will analyze your traffic patterns and identify your attack in real time, guys. What does bot means? Anyone? When I talk about bot, does anyone know what does bot means? Example of bot. What is bot? So bot is nothing but a automatic software program that designs to perform repetitive tasks, human activity. So I want to detect whether you are a bot or a human being. What is an example in your real life? Can anyone give me example of bot in real life? Have you seen this? How how someone detects whether you are a bot or a human being? Which software is being used in internet banking application who detects you are bot or human being? There is something which comes into when you log in. They will say that you have to enter this correct answer first to get login. What is that called? I want to detect you are legitimate or you are a bot. Let's say you are accessing Google Chrome and you are performing a bot repetitive task. I want to detect it whether you are a bot or not. So there is a captcha which comes into picture. Nowadays, most of the web application are using captcha to detect whether you are bot or malicious. So I will show you how WAF will utilize this technique and block malicious bots like brute force attack, honeypots, behavior analysis, like they do scrapping and other things. Social media bots are there, chat bots are there. So there are good bots also and bad bots also. All bots are not bad. So that's why F5 has divided into good bots versus bad bots. So there are lot of things which we will be covering it when we cover web consideration. So let me just show you quickly what our architecture is. First, just for 5 minutes more, I'll be just showing you what is the content which I'll be covering here. So I'll covering whole load balancer with troubleshooting plus 5 exams, and then we have interview series. This is one module I'll be covering. Second module which I'll be covering is your WAF. When I talk about WAF, WAF has 21 modules which I'll be covering in all your scenario. So I will start with setup of your big IP system. Then I will start with your HTTP layer, how HTTP layer works, whole HTTP, request and response headers. Then we will cover web application concept, layer 7 policies. So when I talk about WIP is a concept in load balancer, but I want to call a policy in that WIP to detect whether it's a bad traffic or a good traffic. So WAF is nothing but it's a layer 7 policy which is allowed in your LB WIP because all your traffic from client will hit your virtual IP. Virtual IP is nothing but it's called your URL of your website, which will detect by policy whether your traffic is genuine, legitimate, or it's an attack. And accordingly, it will transfer to your backend servers. If it is not legitimate, then it will block at your initial layer only. So we will cover this end to end with different vulnerabilities. Then I talk about web application vulnerabilities. Here we talk about top 10 vulnerabilities. OWASP top 10. Then we will deploy security policy deployment. When I create a WAF policy and call to a virtual load balancer, what is there in your policies? That is very, very critical. How you can secure your URL, file type, and parameters. I'll show you what is file type, URL, and parameters. So this is how your HTTP application is built. When I talk about GET request, then you have your user agent, host, cookie. All this WAF will go inside this and detect your whole HTTP, whether something is fishy, something is spam, someone is trying to initiate some of the payload which is not been allowed. That all we'll discuss in HTTP header. So what is parameter means? So guys, parameter is something equal to this. So here search is your parameter and it's typing your F5 as a value. And URL is whichever you are accessing. I'll just show you. So when I talk about ASM, see this difference between your firewall versus IPS versus ASM. Application security and acceleration is provided. Brute force login attack is provided by WAF. Parameter tempering. Those can be done by firewall also, but not advanced DDoS. Cookie poisoning, if there is a cookie tampering, that is not protected by firewall. SQL injection, cross-site scripting, buffer overflow, all this we will be cover, and I will show you what is the difference between firewall and WAF. But for a quick picture, this is the picture which I wanted to show you. And here I'll talk about file type, URL, and parameters. So URL is this one. Parameter is Q. File type is PHP. So all this mapping is provided by your WAF. Let's say I want to block some URLs. I can do it by WAF. Let's say I don't want exe file type. I can block that using WAF. Parameter. Someone wants to play with parameter. Some tampering is happening that can also be detected by WAF. So we will cover all these HTTP headers in detail. If you need to be good in your application security, which is called your WAF or some application security like OSCP, this is the first module which you need to be good, which is called HTTP. You need to understand payloads, how header works, how your application works, what is host header, what is referrer header, what are the user agents, how cookie is built. That all we'll discuss in detail. So my course objective for WAF is I need to define how big IP works as a full proxy, how to provision your web application firewall, how to define your policy to protect your web application by securing file type, URLs, and parameters. What are the different templates which can be deployed? Like I want to build a policy quickly. I want, see, by default, F5 WAF works in two modes, transparent mode versus blocking mode. Initially in transparent mode, nothing will get blocked. It will just give you a violation. But when I talk about blocking mode, it will block from day one if it is a violation. Violation is nothing but that is not compliance with your layer 7 policy which is applied on your virtual server. Also, we have attack signatures. I will show you how attack signature works, how to create a new attack signature. So there are different threat campaigns, how to deploy that and secure against. Then we will cover positive and negative security implementation. Another concept, guys, fine tuning. Fine tuning is a critical concept in your WAF. So once you create a WAF policy, you need to make sure that you get less false positive. What does false positive means? False positive means like genuine request gets blocked. So we need to understand, and then as an F5 SME or FF administrator, you need to understand and create your policy in such a way or fine tune it that legal request does not get blocked. That we will discuss separate topic. Then we can integrate with third party application scanner also. Then we'll talk about force attack, login enforcement. Sometimes you will see that I can access one of the page directly without login page. But there are some restricted page which I want that client when wants to access. Let's say client want to access this page, cell.php. I want that he cannot directly access this. He need to enter username and password. Then protection against brute force, board defense, API security, and DDoS. All things will be covered in detail. Total 21 modules are covered. So for course content, I'll be sharing you after this. So these are the 21 modules which I will be covering. Policy fine tuning, violations. What are violations? What is learning suggestions? How we build our text signatures? What are threat complaints? How we deploy that? Then positive security model. Cookies tempering, login and reporting. Like nowadays, if in a banking environment, your application should be PCI compliance. How we can secure that? Then parameter, automatic policy building. Like I have a VAPT report from Qualys. I want to resolve that vulnerability. How I can do that? Then brute force attack, login enforcement, session tracking, DDoS. DDoS will cover all these things, guys. DDoS, we have denial of service attack, behavior analysis. Then we have transactions per second, rate limit DDoS attack. So this DDoS is not layer 3, layer 4. It is called layer 7 DDoS. And this is in huge demand, guys. Then board defense for board protection. Then data safe. And finally, API security is not written, but I'll be covering API security also.
Sir, I have a one question.
Yes, sir, please
Hello.
go ahead.
Sir, I have cleared 101. I've a part of your recording classes FI, LTM, and GTM, and ASM APM. I'm planning to go with the then 201 next month. So
You can
shall
give that. That you can give it.
okay. Do you see? I mean, the whatever you mentioned the changes. This is just related to the LTM, or it's a part of other modules also, like GTM, ASM, APM, all three.
Right now, GTM ASM has not been changed, but it will soon change it. So far, it is only for F5 LTM. Previously, it was 101, 201. Now they have retiring this 101. So if you have cleared 101, you can give 201. That's not an issue. But someone who has not cleared 101 from 1st May, they In your Pearson view, you will not see this exam. They have to give 5 exams latest.
Yes, sir. And what are these F5 LTM these modules demand in European countries? I'm already been a CCNP and a basic idea about the Palo Alto. So I'm already going through with this
See, if you're good
F5
in
segment.
Palo Alto, you should attend this course WAF and load balancer. This will create a good demand in market because nowadays every company wants an engineer who is good in cybersecurity, who can protect your applications also. So this plus Palo Alto will make you a good demand in market.
Thank you.
A lot of attacks are coming into picture, so someone people need cybersecurity will be in demand, whether AI will come or not, or something will come. Cybersecurity engineers will be needed always. Yeah. Anything else? Anyone? You can
How,
ask
how
right now.
much how much the exam fee for 101 as of now?
It is $185 plus taxes. So it will be 220, around 220 USD.
Okay. Okay.
Each exam is 185 USD plus taxes, but the new exam is $50 each. So there will be separate exam. You cannot give, but one advantage for anyone who is already 101 and 201 certified, they can give directly one exam, renewal exam. They don't need to give 5 exam. There will be a separate exam for you, which is called a renewal exam. You can give it before 201 get expired. Let's say your 201 get expired in 2026. So you can give this exam in 2000. You don't need to give 5 exam. You can give one renewal exam. So it's a good opportunity. Whoever has done 101, please, sorry, whoever has not given 101, try to give before 30th April. You have 10 days that are enough if you have taken training from me. Otherwise, you will not.
That is very kind of a dumps we need to follow for
No,
exam.
no, sir. Wait, dumps. That's why F5 has changed an exam. People were very smart taking dumps and all. F5 has changed the exam now. There is no setting also like other exams. That is why it's in huge demand in market. Whether you go to UA countries, India mostly, or US, UK, that's why they want an F5 certified. They know that whoever has done F5 certified, they have knowledge. It's not like setting that you pay extra and clear the exam. Dumps and all, it's up to you. We don't prefer that. For F5, I never refer it. Rest, it's up to you. Anyways, new exam will not have any dumps. No one has cleared the exam. Don't trust on that. This exam has just been introduced 1 month back. Beta exam has come. Now, if you see this article is just getting refreshed only 4 days ago because previously these exams were outdated. That's why FF has introduced a 5 exam so that it can come. Yeah, please go ahead. Anyone else who have questions?
Yeah, Rahul this side.
Yes, sir, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Actually, I have experience almost 5 to 6 years in routing switching as a L1 engineer. So it will be benefit for future if I completed this course. Or please guide me.
Correct, sir. You should go with this course. Plus, you should be good in see. Just 2 minutes. Routing switching is a base. That is very good.
Right.
You need to be expert in that. Either you go to F5, either you learn firewall, either you learn SD-WAN, or any proxy solution. Or let's
Okay.
say automation is also coming into picture. Routing switching is a base. Now you have to change your profile. You need to be good in F5, 2 firewalls at least, SD-WAN, and one of the proxy solution with Terraform automation or Kubernetes. AI, I would not say now, but at least for this year, if you focus on all this technology, you can give 30 minutes each, you will be perfect. since you have 5 years experience, you will get a good job. AI is
Okay.
just coming into picture that might not help you right now. So it will not take your job, but we need to be good. That's why security is in huge demand. You should go into some profile which cannot take your job, because security AI can also not help you to resolve all the issues. Because that is why I say please go ahead with security components nowadays. Because the people who will get saved nowadays are information security plus cyber security. Routing switching people can go. That depends. Like if you are in good company, people are still using ASA firewall, but in some company they are changing it. Some people are coming from cloud again to on premises. So you need to be good in little bit on all this technology. At least good in one or two technology. Work as an SME plus rest. You should have basic knowledge. In this F5 module, you just need a good knowledge on OSI layer. That's it. So you can go ahead.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
No problems. Yeah, anyone else? I have few minutes. You can just
Hello,
go ahead and ask.
Vidit sir,
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Rajesh here. Uh, Related to previous question, because I'm also working with the network and security type of
Your
work.
voice is
And
breaking. Can you just repeat that?
hello,
Your
hello,
voice.
hello. Now I'm audible clearly.
Yeah, yeah.
So my question is same to previous one. So how transition will be a good from this security level side? Because currently I'm working with the network and security related work, like Palo Alto and related to Cisco product. So how to move our career with this web application firewall? How, because currently we don't have any hands-on experience, but while working
Hands-on
with
experience will provide you. There will be a lab. You can do lab in your laptop and you will become expert in WAF plus load balancer both. See,
okay,
nowadays you cannot get profiles in all technology. You have to show them that you can work on or
yeah,
you can
correct.
change it. That's what.
Yeah, so
Nowadays you don't think
basic,
that it has changed from last 6 months. I have seen people are changing job, showing them that they are working. Because you have a good laptop and lab, you can do everything by buying a license. People are doing it. They can do anything on your lab and show them that you are working in production environment. Because in production environment, you cannot get all technologies.
correct,
So you
correct.
need to understand. See, I'm not saying that you need to become expert in load balancer or WAF. You should know end to end designing part, how the traffic flows. You need to understand at which layer which component should install. Rest, you have basic knowledge. People will know that, okay. See, I as an interviewer, when I take interviews, I generally check the attitude and check whether he has knowledge, base knowledge. Advanced knowledge you cannot have in all technology. So in this course, I'll be giving you all hands-on training. It is not the theory knowledge. We will give you a free license. There is a portal. You can buy a 30 days license and you can practice n number of features. So don't worry on that part.
So, thank you.
Yeah, no problems.
Hello, Vidit sir. Vinay here.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, please.
Yeah,
Sir, we are covering this course with the LTM plus advanced web.
Correct.
So, after completion this, do we also need to cover the DNS module?
Yes, yes. That is a separate module. It depends. So DNS is a your network component. Load balancer and WAF comes with network plus security. And there is one module called APM. So GTM depends. Like DNS, if you have a DNS solution, basically that GTM module comes when you have DC-DR architecture, where you want load balance component. Let's say when your DC goes down, DR should take over. That is a separate module. That depends. I would say you have to do that. It depends on to you. Like, but this is the major technology which has come into market. This is mandatory that you can do it with it. Depends on your like current market. Either you are working on network profile or security. But if you are in security profile, this combo is must for you.
Thank you, sir.
No.
Okay, my name is Vikas Kumar.
Yes,
Sorry,
sir.
I little bit joined late here.
No
Okay,
problem. No.
so able to listen me?
Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so I just want to know means the course details and everything regarding this LTM and WAF because in my recent company I'm not means we are not working on this F5 part. Okay, but now means I have one offer and there is a skill required for that F5 LTM and WAF. So for that only I want to be prepared.
Sure, sure. So basically, this course will be starting from 3rd of May, like
Hello.
next month.
Okay.
And this will be a weekend batch, Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this will cover most of the skills which is required in your production environment. And timings would be morning. It will be Saturday, Sunday, and timings would be 10 a.m. to 12:30.
Okay, 10 a.m. to 12:30 means it would be complete in 1 month or 2 months means
No, no, no. I don't go like that. I generally prefer students also. Mostly it will take 2.5 months for both. 1
2.5 months.
month you cannot cover this technology.
Okay,
So
both
I'll be covering around 50 modules, 21 modules on WAF and 30 modules in load
health.
balance.
Okay, okay. So
So that will help you not only to get deployments knowledge, but you can work in deployment, implementation, and operations also.
okay, because I'm very new and I will be joining that new company where the I think this will require. So I want to be prepared at least for basic part. Okay, means everything I means that should I know there.
No problems. Even you can call me Monday to Friday, 7 to 8. I don't prefer WhatsApp. You can call me directly whenever you face any issues in production also. It's
Okay.
a lifetime support. You will be added in WhatsApp group. It's up to you. I've seen people are there who ask questions, who call me still from last 4 to 5 years, who have been joined my 5 years batch. They get issues, they call me. So I always prefer calls. You can call me 7 to 8, Monday to Friday, if you have any issues after that also.
Okay. And what would be that course price? Hmm.
Price, sir, I'll tell you. You can call me on this number.
Okay. Oh, 1 minute.
Any number of this, you can reach out. So this batch will be starting from 3rd of May.
Okay. Okay. Oh, sure.
Anything else, sir?
No, no. Thank you.
Hello,
Uh,
Vidit sir.
No
Proxy
problem.
regarding you means you are providing or
Can you can
some
can you come back on this question?
regarding that proxy Z scaler or something?
Actually, I'll start after this. We will be starting Prisma solution. So we have a plan to start first Prisma because Zscaler people are not using nowadays. Zscaler
Yeah.
is getting changed into Prisma now because Palo Alto is in huge demand and they have introduced the same concept. Whatever was there in Zscaler, they have changed and they're giving in less price. Whoever gives more features with less price, people will go with that. Now, most of the customers are going with Prisma solution. So in Prisma, you have two solutions. One is Prisma Access and one is Prisma SD-WAN. That is our planning. Only thing is we are planning for lab of that. Other than that, Hemus are already giving Palo Alto firewalls. If you are good in Palo Alto firewalls, you will get easily this concept. Same
Yeah,
same
yeah,
is the
means, I got some little bit training for that Prisma also by my existing company.
now they are been managed by Strata Cloud Manager. Okay, that is a previously it was managed by Panorama. Now it's
Yeah,
been managed by Strata Cloud Manager. It's a cloud-based services. Like in F5 they have app.
yes,
In Zscaler they have ZIA, ZPA, ZTNA. The same concept they've introduced in Prisma. So they have same firewall. Uh, it has firewall solution. It has zero trust solution. It has DLP in it, plus malware analysis and web proxy also, which is called uh, your web proxy solution like Zscaler forward proxy. So F5 is a reverse proxy. Prisma is your forward proxy. So I would suggest like if you're looking for that, we are soon like Hemu sir will introduce this course because right now he's one of the batch is going for Panorama plus expedition tool. After that, he will start that. We are planning, actually, we started with Zscaler, but we faced issues in license. Only that thing is planning, we are planning for that.
Okay.
We have SD1 separate course. If you need to have that, you can look over our portal. We have our portal also available in our website. That is this one, you can refer that.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
just show you. Yeah, someone, you can go at, someone was asking. So this one is our portal. You can go through all our courses. Whatever courses you require in current market, all courses are available.
Okay. Sianets, right? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Anything else?
Hello, Vidit sir.
Yeah, yeah, sir. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, will you provide any workbook like lab workbook
Yes.
or
You will get all study materials. And this time I'll provide like lab guide, we provide it, but mostly we do a lab, but this time I'm planning to provide lab guide also separately.
okay? Last time I asked you about the I rules, like you said you have
I
some.
rules, I rules we have for that. You will get study material for that also.
Okay.
You will get all study materials which is required for your end-to-end production environment.
What
Plus,
the problem is with me is like I can attend only on Saturday. It is not possible to attend on Sundays.
no problems. You can join it. I know some people cannot join. Whoever is in UAE and other countries. So for that, what you can do is you attend one class, you attend Sunday, watch recording videos. You can ask questions Monday to Friday if you have.
So the live batch training will be recorded, right? On the Sundays and Saturdays.
Saturday, Sunday, it will be recorded and it will be provided through our portal. On the same day, once class is finished, we'll upload the same video and that will be lifetime access.
Okay.
So
Hello.
you have mentioned that F5 advanced WAF, so it would be start from basic also, right?
Sir, name again, I am saying this is the name which is given by previously, this name was given as ASM.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
now it is called advanced web because there is a concept they have introduced like board defense, data safe, credential stuffing. That I'll show you just after Q&A. I'll show you what was the difference between ASM versus the advanced web. So it's a
Oh,
concept which has been given. They have renamed it actually.
oh, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, sir. Go
Uh,
ahead.
Shiraj here, sir. I have multiple saw your videos and everything. I'm very much interested in that. And I have one more doubt here. Just only someone asked that regarding the web, Zscaler. So in the market, there's so many people there using asking the web, but they are not properly mentioned what kind of web means which OEM web they are asking. And we are also partner of this thing, Prisma, Palo Alto, and as well as Fortinet. So, sir, can we get to which WAF application, web application firewall, mostly demanded in the market? So, if I go with that, and we can get a demand in our
That's
civil
a very
society.
that's a very good question which you asked. When I talk about WAF, when I talk about firewall right now you can once you get a concept of firewall, you can manage Palo Alto firewall also and Fortigate also or Cisco also or Checkpoint. Only thing is the configuration difference. But VPN
Oh.
concept will not get changed. Security policies concept will not get changed. Same way for WAF, you need to be good in any one of the WAF, whether it's an F5 WAF or an Akamai WAF. So right now the demanding WAFs are F5, Akamai, and Cloudflare. These are the three WAFs which are in demand.
Sir, what about the Zscaler? Sir, Zscaler, most of our people,
Zscaler
they
is not a WAF. Zscaler is not a WAF. Zscaler is a proxy solution. It is
okay,
not
okay,
termed as a WAF.
okay, 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 sir, okay.
So this Prisma SAS also proxy, sir. The Prisma SAS also.
Yeah, Prisma is also a proxy solution. So basically, when it comes like Prisma is called your forward proxy solution. So it has two components, Prisma Access and Prisma SD-WAN. So it's a
Uh-huh.
cloud-based solution. Like if
Okay.
you heard about
Yes,
SaaS-based
sir.
solution, Secure Access, Secure Edge solution.
Okay.
So
So
it
Prisma
gives you
SD-WAN
for
is separate. Prisma SD-WAN is also this separate, and SAS is separate, sir. This is.
Prisma is a whole cloud-based solution by Palo Alto, which has two segregation. One is Prisma Access and one is
Mhm.
Prisma SD-WAN. Like
Okay.
Cisco SD-WAN with Tella and all. So they have
Okay.
introduced their own SD-WAN.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
So someone was asking about advanced WAF. Previously, it was called ASM. So this is what it's providing now. They have introduced like load balancing feature is already there, but they have introduced DDoS, API protection, data safe. Then you have DevOps and security automation. They can manage your microservices and API-based application, threat campaign, and credential stuffing. That is what they have introduced. Now no one is using ASM. Now they or everyone, the license which now they gives you is advanced WAF. Okay. Anything else?
So,
Sir, please share the contact number for any queries for regarding the courses.
You can
Uh,
call on any of this number.
okay.
means after this meeting, I'm calling you. Okay.
No
Mm,
problem, sir.
mm.
Yeah. Anything else, anyone? Or are we good to close? Okay, then, guys, if you don't have any questions, you can just reach out to me or mention numbers, and we'll start this batch from 3rd of May. Looking forward and to enjoy this journey. Thank you so much. Take care, guys. I hope you liked it. And this is our channel, YouTube channel. This is my channel, and we have two channel. One is Skilled Inspirational Academy, and one is another one which is called sianets. That is basically related to your firewalls. SD-WAN, Hemu sir is managing that. This is sianets. So these are your two channels where you can watch our videos and you can see how we teach. Okay, I'll just stop recording. Take care, guys. Have a nice weekend.